Good morning, Mathletes and Filmmakers. It is Friday, November 30th, and today we are continuing on in part 2 of my punishment. Let's read 50 Shades of Grey. On to chapter 2 now. She goes home, but is still sort of caught up in this mysterious Mr. Grey. She complains to her roommate about not preparing her well enough for this interview, which I have to say I would agree with. And then the roommate questions her, asks her how the interview went, and she gets a little evasive. Says, "Crap! I distract her with flattery. Always a good ploy." It didn't work. It did not work. Again, who writes that? This should not be a published book. There's a lot of over-explanation of things, which I really hate. Like super repetitive things that they feel the need to remind me of. If you mentioned it just 3 pages earlier, chances are I will still remember it. But so the roommate starts writing the article, the rest of the week goes by, she works at a do-it-yourself store called Clayton's, and also is studying for her final exams because she is a senior in college. And she says, "I call my mom in Georgia to check on her, but also so she can wish me luck for my final exams." Well, isn't that selfish? "Hey, Mom, how are you? Wish me luck on my final exams." So then one day, she is casually working at her job in the hardware store, and in walks Mr. Grey. And he starts to ask for some things, which normally would be fine, but he says in a super creepy way. And again, she is flustered by his presence, calling his voice warm and husky like dark melted chocolate fudge caramel. Or something. And that is not commentary. It literally says "or something" in this book. That's just magnificent writing. So we're venturing a little more into the erotic territory now. Nothing really is happening, just sort of dirty thoughts. She leads him around the store, picking out items for him that he asks for. Each time he asks for something creepy, and she gets sort of uncomfortable, he sort of laughs at her. She says, "Am I that funny?" "No. No, you're not. From the commentary inside your head, I can guarantee you are not funny." So then he asks for some rope, and she expertly cuts it off with her pocket knife and ties it up. And he asks if she's a Girl Scout. She says, "No, that's not really my thing." He says, "What is your thing?" And internally, she is screaming, "You. You are my thing. You have seen this dude twice. You are creepily obsessed." I see now why this is a Twilight fanfiction. She asks him if they can do a photo shoot possibly, as a follow-up to the newspaper article. He takes a sharp intake of breath and blinks, and for a fraction of a second he looks lost somehow, and the earth shifts slightly on its axis, the tectonic plates sliding into a new position. Oh my. Christian Grey's lost look. What? Is the lost look what's moving the earth? I don't understand how those two things are related. Shortly after that, some other guy shows up that she knows from working in this hardware store, and Mr. Grey gets really, really jealous. But of course, she doesn't figure that out. She just thinks she offended him or something. So he decides to leave and says, "Call me, and we shall set up a photo shoot." And then she spends several minutes staring at the closed door through which he's just left before she returned to planet Earth. Okay. This chick needs to do something with her life. And that's the end of chapter 2! Hooray! This book is so bad! I haven't even gotten to the, like, dirty bad parts yet. It's just so poorly written, it is painful to read. I don't think I could go any farther without banging my head against something. Let's hope I'm never late on a video again, because there are 3 of these books now. This is a trilogy, and I don't want to have to keep going. But there you go, Caitlin. I've been punished. I hope you're happy, because that wasn't very fun. So I'll be back next Friday, hopefully with something less painful. For the Mathletes, I'm Susan. For the Filmmakers, Caitlin will be back on Monday. For everyone else, I'm really sorry you had to listen to that. Caitlin, this is kind of a punishment for you too, because you now know the first 2 chapters of plotline of 50 Shades of Grey.